Nokonwaba Siwisa Ngwenze is a teacher, motivational speaker and author of a book titled Cannot Be Hidden, Let Your Light Shine. This offering is a short story narrative of Nokonwaba's life of being a product of gender-based violence incident. She further details her journey where she reveals some of the shocking truths about who she really is. To shed more light on her story as she details it in the book, Nokonwaba joins us now via Zoom. Nokonwaba, very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to Morning Live.
Thank you so much for having me, Simpiwe.
Tell us a bit more about what this book is all about and why you decided to write it.
This book is about my personal life story. I felt that I needed to write this book because I felt that I believe that there are people that I've experienced what I've experienced as well in my life. It's about my personal life story that is where there was a hidden secret in the family that is about me, and that has been hidden from me for many years. And I had to speak so that I can find peace and find closure. So I feel that this book is going to be able to assist others to speak up as well.
So how has this secret affected you in your later years?
It actually united me with my family. It actually united me with my family because it's something that my family knew for the longest time, and they've been hiding it from me. But I believe that they were protecting me at the time. But I got to bond more with them now that I got to know the truth.
So now that the truth has been revealed, how do you think, or how do you see so many people who read this book will be helped in a way?
Oh, in this book, it is centered around forgiveness and reconciliation, right?
Okay.
So I feel that there are many people that are struggling with forgiveness. You know, when you have gone through situations or when you have gone through challenges, it's very difficult to forgive. So it's going to assist people that are struggling with forgiveness to be able to forgive others and to be able to forgive themselves as well.
Right, right. And you know, Nokonwaba, the book starts with the protagonist growing up in the rural areas and the farms of Mkanduli in the Eastern Cape and her relationship with her grandmother. Now speak to us more about this and how it sort of sets the precedence to what's about to follow.
I grew up in the Eastern Cape with my grandmother. My mother gave birth to me when she was still a student. She was still very young, right? And I grew up with my grandmother, of which everyone around me was calling her Mama. And I ended up calling her Mama as well. But at some few years later, my grandmother passed on. We had a very close relationship. My grandmother passed on, but it has helped me to, it has shaped me, it has shaped my character, and to know who I am, to know how to handle challenges that I'm facing, the hardships and the good and the joys of life. Yes.
And in the book you also detail how you moved from one place to the next until you moved in with your mother at around the age of 10. Tell us more about that experience.
It has been a long journey.
Yeah.
It has been a long journey. I had moved to, because my mother was very young and my grandmother passed on, I had to move from one relative to another, and I learned from different families the challenges that the families were experiencing. I learned how to handle situation, I learned to be able to handle situations and handle hardships and to be able to overcome whatever that I could go through. I learned what different families were going through.
Yeah.
And I feel that God allowed me to go to those families so that I could learn at a very young age what life is all about.
Right, right. And I see, Nokonwaba, the names of the characters or the people that you mention in the book has been changed. Why did you decide to take this route instead of telling the story as it is?
I have told the story as it is, but I decided to change the names of the characters just to protect the true character.
Okay.
Yes. Even though my family members have all bought my book, they know my story, but just to protect the true character.
Okay.
So I decided to change the names of the characters on my book.
Right, right. And the book centers around the themes of forgiveness and reconciliation. Tell us more about this. And I know that there's also a chapter where you talk about how difficult it was for you to forgive your mom. Speak to us about this and whether you have really found it in your heart to forgive her.
Thank you so much, Simpiwe. I have found it in my heart to forgive my mother.
Okay.
Forgiveness is a journey. It's not something that can happen overnight, but as the deep, dark secret that is revealed in the book was revealed to me, I learned to forgive my mother because I'm a prayerful woman, and God has taught me to forgive so that He can forgive me as well. So I learned to forgive my mother, even though it was very difficult at first, because I did not understand the events that were happening in my life because of everything that she has gone through when I was young. But now at an older stage, I got to understand that the things that I experienced is because of the bad experiences that my mother had encountered.
So have you also found it in your heart to forgive the others who were responsible for withholding the secret from you?
I have forgiven them, Simpiwe. I have forgiven them because I felt that they saw it fit that I believe that they were trying to protect me. Because this is a family secret, and they didn't want to. It was some kind of a disgrace in the family, and it was some kind of a taboo in the village. This secret that is written in my book, So I felt that they were protecting me, and they were. I realized because I understood where they were coming from when they had hidden the secret from me.
Sure.
Yes.
So as this book focuses largely on forgiveness and reconciliation, did you forgive them, for purposes, of having come to the realization to realize the value of forgiveness, or you just forgave them for purposes of moving on?
I forgave them because I believe that peace is very important in the family. Unity is very important in the family. And I felt it in my heart that I need to forgive them. I needed to forgive my mother so that we can have a healthy relationship. So I can have a healthy relationship even with my family members that have hidden this secret from me. So, because, when you are unforgiving, Simpiwe, you are like piling some baggage in a rubbish bin that ends up stinking at the end of the day. So for you to be free, you have to forgive. So I needed my freedom. I needed my freedom.
And you're not the only one who becomes free, but the person who perpetrated whatever, thing that happened in your life, you also let them free. I heard you earlier on, Nokonwaba, speaking about forgiveness being a journey. Now, talk to us about your healing journey and where you currently are when it comes to this aspect of your life.
I believe that when the truth was revealed to me, Simpiwe, I got to be a bit closer to my mother, because I got to know where she was coming from. I got to know the journey that she has been through, because after she had revealed the truth to me, that's when I was able to, that's when she found peace, right? And that's when we got to bond more and got to talk almost every day on the phone and got to be closer. I mean, forgiveness, it brings unity, it brings peace. So it brought me very closer to my mom than I was before.
And
Yes.
another interesting character and storyline is that of Yanga, a young boy that you met while you were in grade 12, if I'm not mistaken. Who is Yanga?
That young man is my better half.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, do tell.
That young man is my better half. Yeah, we are together. We are together now with 3 kids, with
Oh, wow.
3 beautiful daughters. Yes.
Gosh, I love when a sad story, there's a beautiful ending. Listen to that.
Yes. Yes.
You know, for those that may find themselves in similar situations as yours, what are you hoping sharing your story in such a way would do for them?
I'm hoping to reach out to a kid out there who's saying that I can't forgive. I'm hoping to reach out to someone out there who says that it's very difficult for me to forgive, to know that it is possible, even though it is a journey, it is possible. You set yourself free from prison, because with unforgiveness, you are imprisoning yourself. So you set yourself free from prison and you set others free from prison as well. Things start to happen in your life, because if you are not forgiving others and not forgiving yourself as well, you are actually imprisoning yourself. So my hope is for this book is to reach out to those that are really struggling with forgiveness, to say that it is possible and it will set you free.
Yeah. And you dedicate
Yes.
this book to your mom, whom you describe as a woman of valor, with a knack for good writing and storytelling. Tell us more
Yes.
about this and what she thinks of this book.
Oh, my mom loves this book. For me, when I wrote this book, Simpiwe, I wrote this book as a love letter to my mom, because I was being grateful to her for not having flushed me down the drain through everything that she went through as a young girl, not having given up on me. And it is a love letter to my mother to say, thank you, Mama, for carrying me for 9 months. Thank you, Mama, for giving me life. Thank you, Mama, for being there for me. I know we went through a lot together, but you chose to keep me because God has a purpose for me. So I really love my mother so much. So I said I needed to write this letter as a love letter to her, even though she went through a lot.
This is so beautiful and heartwarming, Nokonwaba. But, you know, we all go through different experiences at different levels of our lives. And some people may think that they've gone through worse than what you've gone through, and they find it very, very difficult to forgive. So what would you say to those people? What would you say should be the starting point, as you said earlier on, that forgiveness is a journey?
I would say, Simpiwe, that you need to be willing to forgive.
Okay.
You need to be willing to forgive. I know it is very difficult. I've experienced that. But it has to come from your heart that I want to be free. I want to be set free. Because we all know that when you are harboring things in your heart, you can feel the heaviness in your body. You can feel the heaviness in your life, you can feel that things are not going as planned because of what you are harboring in your heart, the resentment, the anger, but be willing to say, you know what, I forgive. I forgive. And it has to, there's power in the tongues, Simpiwe. So when you speak it, even if the person is not around you, you speak it and you say, as so and so, I forgive you and I release you.
Sure.
And so the universe receives it. And the person on the other hand will receive it as well.
There's power in what you've just said, Nokonwaba. But then do you think it is necessary to maintain relationships of the people that you've forgiven? Should you continue being in their lives of the people that you've forgiven? And if no, and if you decide that you want to move on without them in your life, does that sort of complete the cycle of forgiveness?
I think it depends on a person, simply. It depends on an individual.
Okay.
It depends on the individual, because if you feel that these people are going to be a hindrance in your life, or you don't need them in your life, then you can live your life as is. Or if you feel that you want to maintain, it's up to an individual. If you feel that you want to maintain the relationship with them, you can continue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nokonwaba, this is such a beautiful conversation and a beautiful topic at that. Where do we get a copy of this book?
You can get a copy. I've got you can get a copy from me.
Okay.
I believe my details are on the screen. I'm on Facebook, Nokonwaba Ngwenze. I am on Twitter at Joyful Abba. I am on my Instagram, Noxy_Mami, and I've got my contact numbers as well. Someone can just call me on 072 335 7606.
Please repeat that number. Please repeat the number.
072 335 7606.
Nokonwaba, lovely chatting to you. Thank you so much for joining us. I heard someone say, if Mandela could forgive, who are we not to? But then I suppose then,
exactly.
But then I suppose then we could look at that in different spheres and from different angles. Great chatting to you, Nokonwaba.
Thank you so much, Simpiwe. Thank you so much for having me. It has been a great talk.
It certainly has. Thank you. Thank you so much. That was our Saturday morning guest author, Nokonwaba Siwisa Ngwenze, and we've been discussing her book titled Cannot Be Hidden, Let Your Light Shine.